Episode 56 TUA, May 3rd to 10th, 2024. Please sign up for Google Alerts on topics of wood smoke PM2.5 pollution. In episode 56 TUA 1, please sign up for Google Alerts on topics of wood smoke PM2.5 pollution to be sent to your own mailbox. 2, May 3rd to 4, 2024 headlines. 3, May 5th, 2024. Scotland. 3 articles, 5 commenters. 4, May 5th, 2024. Purple Air email. The Hiker's Guide to Particulate Matter. 5, United States. West Virginia, Kanawha, and McDowell counties. Appalachian Voices partners with Black by God to examine air quality in West Virginia's Appalachia. 6, United States. Microsoft strikes major carbon capture deal to combat climate change. Tech Times. Capturing carbon footprints from burning wood. 7, Alabama. 12 Alabama counties under open burn ban. 8, California. UK's Drax targets California forests for 2 major wood pellet plants. 9, Connecticut. New Haven. Prescribed burning can reduce wildfire damage. 10, Idaho. It takes a valley to keep our communities clean. 11, Michigan. Air quality alerts and advisories. 12, New Mexico. Albuquerque. 2 years and holding on. Victims of Calf Canyon/Hermit's Peak fire. 13, New York. Air Quality Awareness Week. 14, Oregon. Lane County. Air Quality Awareness Week starts with a focus on wildfire smoke. 15, Pennsylvania. Lehigh Valley breathes. What new EPA soot standards mean for $100,000 air monitoring project. 16, Utah. Talks among 22 Republican governors urging pause to new EPA air quality rule. 17, Washington. Air Quality Awareness Week. 18, Canada. 19, United Kingdom. 20, Asia. 21, PM2.5 and human health. 1. Please sign up for Google Alerts on the topics of wood smoke PM2.5 pollution to be sent to your own mailbox. ROSEP's editor will continue to read content from Google Alerts on the topics of wood smoke, wood burning, particulate in wood, and the pollutant PM2.5 and comment on the contents of the articles, but will no longer provide URL links to those articles, nor provide URL links to newsletter articles, etc. If you subscribe to Google Alerts yourself on these topics, you can get the URLs of websites sent directly to your own inbox. 2, May 3-4, 2024. These headlines lead to ROSEP's conclusion that there is a need for an overview of how wood burning regulation is being approached around the world. In 2024, in England, Clean Air Night on January 24, 2024 focused on the leading cause of PM2.5 pollution in the United Kingdom, indoor residential wood burning, and its regulation. In Scotland, in the spring of 2024, a ban on wood burning appliances in new construction has been introduced. In the European Union, authorizations of some wood smoke flavoring food additives have not been renewed. In New York City, a rich person is found to own 4 wood burning appliances in one residence, reinforcing the assertion that, as in the example of the United Kingdom, indoor residential wood burning is primarily done by the affluent. In Turkey, air pollution in the form of PM2.5, not COVID, is behind rising heart attacks. In Massachusetts, as in the United Kingdom, wood burning eclipses all other sources of PM2.5 pollution. Scientific studies show a connection between PM2.5 and dementia, diabetes, and, potentially, estrogen decrease during menopause. May 3, 2024. United Kingdom. Clean Air Night. Domestic wood burning is the leading cause of PM2.5 air pollution in the United Kingdom. ROSEP synopsis of the article. The first Clean Air Night on January 24, 2024 was meant to dispel 3 myths. 1. The myth that wood burning was cheaper than other alternative heating methods. 2. The myth that wood burning was carbon neutral. And 3. The myth that wood burning was not a major source of pollution. Evaluation afterward found 28% awareness of Clean Air Night after the event occurred. United Kingdom, Yorkshire. There is an uncomfortable truth about burning appliances. Even homes with the newest eco-design wood burners are 3 times more polluted than homes without. European Union. Reducing biomass, wood burning is key to decreasing PM2.5 exposure in European cities. European Union. In April 2024, EU member states endorsed a proposal from the European Commission not to renew the authorization of 8 smoke flavorings for food. Germany. The world's first wood-bladed wind turbine is being used. Scientific research, PM2.5 is linked to bad cholesterol and cardiovascular disease. May 4, 2024. Inside Climate News newsletter says air pollution could potentially exacerbate menopause symptoms. Study says. University of Michigan researchers linked PM2.5, a type of air pollutant, to estrogen decrease during the menopause transition. Massachusetts. Wood heating eclipses all other sources of PM2.5 pollution in Massachusetts. New York. One of the most violent leaders of the Columbia University riots is allegedly a professional agitator and limousine liberal. The scion of millionaire ad execs who owns a $3.4 million Brooklyn brownstone. He bought his 2,893 square foot, 3-story brownstone with 4 wood-burning fireplaces in 2019. United Kingdom. The longitudinal associations between ambient air pollution exposure and dementia in the UK. Turkey. Air pollution not COVID vaccine behind rising heart attacks. India. Reducing air pollution key to fighting new diabetes cases in India. 3, May 5, 2024. Scotland. 3 articles, 5 commenters. Article 1. Swinney urged to overturn deeply damaging ban on wood-burning stoves. The Herald. John. Swinney has been urged to overturn the Scottish government's controversial ban on wood-burning stoves if he becomes First Minister. Last month, the new build heat standard took effect, forbidding the use of direct emission heating (DH) systems in any new house. Article 2 with 5 comments. Scottish wood-burning stove firm calls for SNP to reconsider ban. The National. A new Scottish government under John Swinney should revisit the recently introduced ban on wood-burning stoves in new-built houses. ROSEP View. Excerpts edited by ROSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. In 5 comments to this second article about Scotland's new leader, John Swinney, Being urged to overturn the ban on wood-burning stoves in new construction, commenter B makes the assertion that there is zero CO2 emitted from indoor residential wood burning. This is factually incorrect. In fact, wood burning emits 2.8 times the PM2.5 in CO2 as the fossil fuel coal burning. Another fact is that wood burning emits 450 times the PM2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning. Commenter B replied to commenter A. Commenter A had stated that as much CO2 is emitted from rotting wood as burning wood. This is factually incorrect. The figures of wood burning emissions being 2.8 times the PM2.5 in CO2 as coal burning, and wood burning emissions being 450 times that of natural gas burning as figures found from eco-design wood stoves, the most efficient wood stoves, which are still highly polluting. Commenter A looks at the visible smoke and concludes that eco-design stoves are not highly polluting. A PM2.5 monitor would clarify the amount of pollution from the stove, which may be even higher than the testing has shown, since real-world conditions may render the eco-design stove even more polluting than the scientific test results of a stove before it is installed in a residence. Commenter A says that wood stoves use a renewable fuel. Unfortunately, all our ideas about the term renewable being identical to clean or non-polluting have been turned on their head when governments allowed wood burning to be designated renewable, along with the truly clean renewables of wind and solar which do not pollute and do not alter the environment negatively while producing energy that is now cheaper to the consumer than wood burning. Commenter C commented to commenter A that even power plants sometimes use wood pellets. Whether commenter C thinks that replacement of cleaner coal burning with more polluting wood burning in recent years in the United Kingdom, most notably at the Drax wood burning power station in England, is negative for the environment or negative for human health is not mentioned in commenter C's brief comment. Commenter D complains that the decision to ban wood-burning stoves in new construction in Scotland was a top-down decision. The commenter states that 28 to 31% of Scotland's householders heat their residences with wood, either as a sole heat source, 1 to 2%, or as a secondary heat source, 27 to 29%. Whether that is true has not been checked by ROSEP's editor, but it is known that only a small percent of householders across the United Kingdom heat their residences with wood, yet wood burning contributes near 30% of all PM2.5 pollution, above the percentage contributed by transportation. ROSEP view. That makes indoor residential wood burning PM2.5 pollution an issue that affects the near neighbors of indoor residential wood burners, and eventually all residents of the United Kingdom, because air and the pollution in air moves freely across borders. Wood burning emits 90% PM2.5, particulate matter of 2.5 micrometer size, the perfect size to infiltrate the human lung, setting off a cascade of human health problems and early deaths. Wood burning is also more expensive than truly clean, truly renewably clean, heating methods. Heat pumps that work down to 40 degrees below zero are available with government subsidies or rebates in 2024. Commenter E's question about whether replacement of older indoor residential wood stoves with newer indoor residential wood stoves reveals that commenter E is not aware that the statistics of wood burning emitting 2.8 times the CO2 and PM2.5 as the fossil fuel coal burning, and wood burning emitting 450 times the PM2.5 as the fossil fuel natural gas burning were statistics produced by testing eco-design wood stoves, the most modern and efficient wood stoves in the United Kingdom. ROSEP view. Just don't burn wood to begin with. Wood burning is more expensive for residential consumers than clean alternatives that are being offered with government rebates in 2024, and your health and the health of your near neighbors is an asset, just as clean air itself is an asset. Don't squander your health and the health of your neighbors by burning wood for home heating. The government ban on wood burning in new construction in Scotland should be a wake-up call for even those not affected by the ban to take action and stop burning wood themselves for home heating. Wood burning also hastens climate change. Article 3. A new Scottish government under John Swinney should revisit the recently introduced ban on wood-burning stoves in new-built houses, the director of a family firm in the industry has said. ROSEP view of Article 2 itself. Excerpts edited by ROSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 non-profit organization. The wood-burning industry in Scotland calls for John Swinney to take back the ban on wood-burning stoves in new construction in Scotland. The arguments against banning wood-burning stoves in new construction are presented in synopsis by ROSEP below. The arguments of this representative of the wood-burning industry are 1. Wood-burning stoves in new construction comprise 30% of his business. 2. His wood-burning stove business is a family business. 3. The wood-burning stoves he sells are low-carbon. 4. Wood-burning saves money. 5. The Stove Industry Association, SIA, trade body lodged a petition with the Scottish Parliament calling for a U-turn on the ban. 6. The Scottish government stressed that there are exemptions for emergency heating systems. However, the regulations suggest that there will be little justification for an exemption in normal dwellings. 7. The wood stove seller hopes a new minority Scottish government led by Swinney without the Greens would revisit the ban. 8. Heat pumps are a low-temperature form of heating. ROSEP disputes this, unless high heat is characterized by the wood stove industry as variable heat that toasts the skin and causes disfiguring toasted skin syndrome. Article 3. Wood-burning stoves causing pollution must be better regulated by SNP ministers, Charity says. Excerpts edited by ROSEP for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 non-profit organization. Scottish ministers are facing calls for tougher regulations on wood-burning stoves to stop dangerous air pollution. Asthma and Lung UK Scotland said the steady rise of wood burning over the last decade now means it is now the second largest source of fine particulate matter, PM2.5, pollution in Scotland, the most dangerous pollutant to human health. The charity said many people view wood burners as a green alternative to coal or gas, but don't realize the health risks to the elderly, young children, and people with lung conditions. It's calling on the Scottish government to increase public awareness of the pollutants associated with domestic burning. Across the UK, there's been an 89% increase in PM2.5 emissions from wood burning as a fuel between 2010 and 2021. PM2.5 consists of fine particles of less than 2.5 micrometers in diameter that can penetrate deeper into the lungs, the heart, and bloodstream. Exposure can be harmful and is linked to cancer, strokes, and dementia. One woman said, "There are 3 wood burners in houses either side of me. Every time they are on, which is usually in the autumn and winter months, and the smoke pollutants start to fill the air, my bronchiectasis flares up and I begin to wheeze and cough." Asthma and Lung UK Scotland is calling for a raft of measures from SNP Green ministers, including a national awareness campaign, a ban on the sale of the most polluting fuels such as house coal and wet wood, and a nationwide scrappage scheme for the most inefficient burners. Burning wood in our homes could be putting ourselves and our neighbors at risk and is an inefficient way of heating a home. Burning wood is a source of air pollution both inside and outside homes, particularly PM2.5, which is the most dangerous pollutant to human health. The vast majority of stoves are being installed in areas with access to mainline gas supplies for secondary heating sources. Most people see wood-burning stoves as a green alternative to coal or gas and are unaware of the dangers, both for them and for their neighbors, of the air pollution it can cause. A Scottish government spokesman said, "We are planning a comprehensive review of the Clean Air Act 1993. 4, May 5, 2024. Purple Air email. The Hiker's Guide to Particulate Matter. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. What is PM2.5? PM2.5 refers to tiny particles with a diameter of 2.5 micrometers or less. Sources include dust, soot from fires, vehicle exhaust, and industrial emissions. Beyond wildfires, while wildfire smoke is a major concern, PM2.5 is present year-round. Hikers should be aware of additional sources of PM2.5. One additional source of PM2.5, campfires. Campfires release PM2.5, so it's important to be mindful of their impact on air quality. Why hikers should care. Health impact. Reduced lung function. PM2.5 inhalation can impair lung function, leading to decreased oxygen uptake. This translates to fatigue, shortness of breath, and reduced stamina on the trail. Lingering effects. Exposure to PM2.5 can cause inflammation that persists after your hike, affecting recovery and potentially hindering subsequent outdoor adventures. Purple Air empowers hikers with real-time, hyperlocal air quality data. Here's why it's valuable. Beyond broad averages, official air quality indexes offer general overviews, but PM2.5 levels can vary significantly across small distances. Purple Air sensors reveal the specific conditions on your chosen trail. Informed decisions. Knowing the current PM2.5 levels allows you to make informed choices about when and where to hike, or whether to utilize protective measures like masks. Consult the Purple Air Map. Integrate the Purple Air Map into your hike planning routine to identify trails with lower PM2.5 levels. Listen to your body. If you're experiencing respiratory difficulty, prioritize your health and choose a different day or a route with better air quality. 5. United States. West Virginia, Kanawha, and McDowell counties. Appalachian Voices partners with Black by God to examine air quality in West Virginia's Appalachia. Fine particulate matter, also known as PM2.5, is an especially hazardous air pollutant that is associated with fossil fuel combustion. Over the next 2 years, Appalachian Voices and Black by God will work together to develop stories covering air quality issues, community air monitoring, and grassroots organizing in largely Black communities in Kanawha and McDowell counties in West Virginia. These stories will be published online and in print by both organizations. 6. United States. Microsoft strikes major carbon capture deal to combat climate change. Tech Times. Capturing carbon footprints from burning wood. Microsoft just announced a major deal to capture carbon pollution from a wood-burning power plant. United States. Microsoft ramps up plans to capture carbon from burning wood. The Verge. Microsoft is doubling down on a controversial plan to capture carbon dioxide emissions from wood-burning power plants. 7. Alabama. 12 Alabama counties under open burn ban. Exceptions may apply for vegetative and wood burning with prior approval from ADEM and the Alabama Forestry Commission. 8. California. UK's Drax targets California forests for 2 major wood pellet plants. Munga Bay. Pellet burning also produces more emissions than coal per unit of energy produced. Drax, a major global manufacturer of wood pellets for bioenergy. May 6, 2024. Excerpts edited by Rozep for brevity and clarity in relationship to Residents Against Wood Smoke Emission Particulates, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Golden State Natural Resources, GSNR, a California state-funded nonprofit focused on rural economic development, along with the UK's Drax, a global maker of biomass for energy, have signed an agreement to move ahead on a California project to build 2 of the biggest wood pellet mills in the United States. The mills, if approved by the state, would produce 1 million tons of pellets for export annually to Japan and South Korea, where they would be burned in converted coal power plants. The pellet mills would represent a major expansion of U.S. biomass production outside the U.S. Southeast, where most pellet making has been centered. A potential dramatic expansion of wood pellet production on the West Coast comes as global demand surges for an energy source to replace or reduce coal use. European Union policy, for example, declares forest biomass a renewable energy source, allowing for emissions to go uncounted at the smokestack. Growing opposition. While GSNR's progress remains halting and Drax's role unclear, opposition to the wood pellet mills is mounting. Since June 2023, more than 100 environmental, Native American, and local community organizations have filed comments with the Golden State Finance Authority, which may provide financing, opposing the pellet plants on issues ranging from increasing carbon emissions to decreasing quality of life. GSNR cannot start construction on the mills until it demonstrates that its environmental impact study complies with California's Environmental Quality Act. But with Drax on board as an undefined partner, the nonprofit is moving ahead as if construction will start later this year, according to its website. If it happens, that construction may play into an ongoing discussion over the need for the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency to regulate the biomass industry that has simmered since the Obama presidency and may propel that debate onto the floor of the U.S. Congress. 9. Connecticut, New Haven. Prescribed burning can reduce wildfire damage. Yale Climate Connections. Low-intensity fires help clear out deadwood and vegetation, reducing the fuel available when a wildfire comes along. 10. Idaho. It takes a valley to keep our communities clean. Idaho Mountain Express. A pile of debris and trash was piled up at Memorial Park, including a working wood-burning stove. 11. Michigan. Air quality alerts and advisories. An interview with an EGLE meteorologist, state of Michigan. 12. New Mexico. Albuquerque. 2 years and holding on. Victims of Calf Canyon/Hermit's Peak fire. He hopes, however, to salvage firewood and maybe some lumber from the dead trees before the wood decays. 13. New York. Air Quality Awareness Week. Finger Lakes. New York marks Air Quality Awareness Week. Finger Lakes Daily News. Particulate matter less than 2.5 microns, PM2.5, 50%. New York. DEC celebrates Air Quality Awareness Week in New York. Niagara Frontier Publications. Particulate matter less than 2.5 microns, PM2.5, 50%. Everyone can help. 14. Oregon, Lane County. Air Quality Awareness Week starts with a focus on wildfire smoke. Public News Service. PM2.5 particles can penetrate deep into the lungs. Led by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, Air Quality Awareness Week is highlighting the effects of poor air, with a special focus on wildfires and smoke today. PM2.5 and wildfire smoke can cause itchy eyes, coughing, and other short-term respiratory problems. PM2.5 particles can penetrate deep into the lungs. The Northwest is seeing more wildfires, and the EPA attributes it to climate change. People might need to reschedule their outside activities, such as running or working out, based on the air quality. Instead, just stay inside with a HEPA air purifier running, so we are not being exposed to that harmful pollution from wildfire smoke. May 7th is World Asthma Day. 15. Pennsylvania. Lehigh Valley breathes. What new EPA soot standards mean for $100,000 air monitoring project? LehighValleyNews.com. PM2.5 are particles so small that they're invisible to the naked eye, but are made up of a mix of chemicals that can get deep into the lungs. Pennsylvania. Improved wildfire smoke model identifies areas for public health intervention. Penn State. Particulate matter, PM2.5. Found in wildfire smoke and other forms of air pollution, these tiny particles can reach the lungs and cause health problems. 16. Utah. Talks among 22 Republican governors urging pause to new EPA air quality rule. Town lift. So much of the PM2.5 that we experience in Utah comes from wildfires, which are typically on federal land. So it adds insult to injury to punish. 17. Washington. Air Quality Awareness Week. Knowing your air, Washington State Department of Ecology. And we don't think about the quality of the air we breathe. But when air is smoky from wildfires or wood smoke, we're reminded that good outdoor air. 18. Canada. Alberta. Fort McMurray Forest Area Wildfire Update. May 6, 2024. The Alberta Wildfire Blog. Government of Alberta. A fire restriction. Safe wood campfires. Backyard fire pits. There are currently 2 carryover wildfires burning in the Fort McMurray Forest area. Canada. Choose health over wood burning. This article originally appeared in November 2022 on Sky News. Closing windows and burning wood to cut energy bills increases health risk. Expert warns Yahoo Lifestyle Canada. Turning the heating off, keeping windows shut, and using log burners to cut energy bills poses a massive conundrum for people's health. Canada. Alberta. High-level forest area update. May 9, 2024. The Alberta Wildfire Block. Government of Alberta Safe wood campfires. Backyard fire pits. Since January 1, 2024, there have been 32 wildfires in the high-level forest area, burning a total of 528. Canada. Alberta. Wood buffalo. Wood buffalo has 6 holdover fires. Backup requested. Cabin radio. Wood Buffalo National Park experienced large and severe wildfires in the summer of 2023, burning hundreds of thousands of hectares and contributing to
Canada, Alberta, Grande Prairie.
Grande Prairie Forest Area Wildfire Update, May 7, 2024. The Alberta Wildfire Blog. Government of Alberta. Safe wood campfires. Backyard fire pits. Canada. Quebec. Montreal. Montreal bagel shops can keep using wood-burning ovens under new regulations. 19. United Kingdom. Birmingham. West Midlands air pollution causing up to 2,300 early deaths each year. University of Birmingham. Particulate matter, PM2.5, and the annual health burden included up to 2,300 deaths, 4,200 asthma diagnoses, 1,400 coronary heart disease, CHD. United Kingdom. Brighton. Wood burners fill Brighton air with some of UK's worst pollution. Brighton and Hove News. However, around half of UK concentrations of PM comes from anthropogenic sources in the UK, such as domestic wood burning. And the particles that wood burners release are increasingly being linked to health problems such as asthma and cancer. As a result, particulates are classified according to size. The UK is currently focused on measuring the fractions of PM where particles are less. United Kingdom. County Durham. Fine with risk of prison for County Durham waste burner MRW. Materials Recycling World. In May 2022, Lawrence Crossling was seen by officers from Durham County Council at Salters Lane and Shotton Colliery, burning plastic, furniture, wood. United Kingdom. Rushcliffe and West Bridgeford. Rushcliffe chimney smoke ban. 80% of respondents disagree with plans to extend a whole borough. West Bridgeford wire. The council has thought again on banning. United Kingdom. To breath or not to breath, Daily Kos. The Bard breathed cleaner air than we. With smoke and ash, of course, filled the air of London. 20. Asia. China. Air purifier rush as smog shrouds northern China, Naharnat. Levels of small airborne particles which easily penetrate the lungs and are known as PM2.5 have repeatedly reached more than 400 micrograms per cubic meter. China. New China Air Pollution Data Center launched Eureka Alert. Chemical reanalysis, comprising 3 datasets, including high-resolution air quality reanalysis and PM2.5 composition data, continuously updated. China. Relationships among 6 urban air pollutants and identification of pollution types. ScienceDirect.com. All spatiotemporal variations of PM2.5 concentration at the neighborhood level in 5 Chinese megacities. Atmos. Pollution research. China. robots, firm relocation, and air pollution. Unveiling the unintended spatial spillover effects. Nature, PM2.5 concentration, and the diffusion of this innovative technology. Our findings reveal that the rise of robots significantly reduces air. India, Delhi, firecracker ban returns. In Delhi to combat pollution, BW Business World, PM2.5 to 5 micrograms per cubic meter. India, monthly ambient air quality snapshot. April 2024. Center for Research on Energy and Clean Air. In April 2024, the monthly average PM2.5 levels in 95 out of 98 cities with more than 80% days with data, National Clean Air Program, NCAP, cities. India, Patna. Patna becomes second most polluted city in India. The Economic Times. AQI is an assessment of air quality that takes into account pollutants, including PM2.5, particulate matter less than 2.5 microns. Patna second most polluted city in India with very poor AQI times of India. PM2.5, particulate matter less than 2.5 micron. The PM2.5 level in Patna was recorded at 104 micrograms per cubic meter, around 6.9 times above. India, Sundarban. Sundarbans under threat. Study reveals concerning trends in the mangroves. India today. Stress due to PM2.5 pollutants in the Sundarbans is as severe as in urban areas.
Indonesia.
Jakarta's air quality is not healthy to occupy third place as the worst air city in the world. VOI PM2.5 is a small air particle of 2.5 microns, micrometers. The category is unhealthy, namely the air quality is unhealthy for sensitive groups. Nepal. Pollution level rises in Nepal cities, health emergency declared. BW Business World. The fine particulate matter, PM2.5, stood at 330.8 micrograms per cubic meter, mg/m3, at around 7:45 p.m., Singapore. New research on air pollution and Alzheimer's is a warning for Asia, Yahoo News Singapore. Scientists are growing more confident that air pollution, especially from particulate matter less than 2.5 microns wide, known as PM2.5, South Korea. Long-term exposure to PM2.5 and mortality in a national cohort in South Korea. BMC Public Health, Biomed Central. PM2.5. While both forms of particulate matter are harmful to human health, PM2.5 is more detrimental as it penetrates deeper into the respiratory. Taiwan. Searching for the fine particulate matter, PM2.5, pollutant emission source using a drone. ScienceDirect.com. Among the many air pollution indicators, fine particulate matter, PM, that has a diameter of smaller than 2.5 m, PM2.5, is one of the key indicators.
Vietnam, Saigon.
Rural areas warned about shift of environmental pollution there. SGGP English edition. Worryingly, air pollution caused by dust, especially particulate matter, PM2.5, is still serious and seasonal. 21. PM2.5 and human health. PM2.5 and acute exposure. Metabolite correlation permutation after mice acute exposure to PM2.5. ScienceDirect.com. Many environmental toxicants can cause systemic effects, such as fine particulate matter, PM2.5, which can penetrate the respiratory barrier. PM2.5 and atopic dermatitis. Association between exposure to ambient air pollution, meteorological factors, and atopic dermatitis. Nature. We obtained from the NEA daily measures of ambient concentrations of particulate matter, PM, of aerodynamic diameter less than 2.5 micrometers, PM2.5, and atopic dermatitis. Exposure to a lower temperature, lower humidity, and higher levels of air pollutants is significantly associated with increased risks of atopic dermatitis. PM2.5 and composition including ammonium. Vertical atmospheric measurements and simulations. Eureka alert. The chemical compositions of PM2.5 are complex, of which ammonium is one of the most important ones. Atmospheric ammonium mainly comes from the scientists identify contributions of vertical atmospheric measurements and simulations. Phys.org. Although its PM2.5 has decreased significantly in the past few years, there is still haze pollution in Beijing, especially in winter. PM2.5 and hypertension. Potential causal effect of long-term PM1 exposure on hypertension hospitalization. Eureka alert. During the study period, the annual average concentrations of PM1 and PM2.5 were 17.4 μg/m superscript 3 and 33.7 μg/m superscript 3, respectively. According to the current, PM2.5 and myocardial infarction. Investigating the temporal link between PM2.5 exposure and acceleration of myocardial. ScienceDirect.com. Collation of PM2.5. Associated metals using EDDA significantly mitigated the toxic effects on cardiac IR pathology, as confirmed in both PM2.5 and socioeconomic burden. Does socioeconomic and environmental burden affect vulnerability to extreme air pollution? Nature. We used a time-stratified case crossover design to assess the impact of daily exposure to extreme particulate matter less than 2.5 micrometers, PM2.5, and heat.